all get discouraged from time to time, even down on ourselves and our own ability. But my next guest says we often don't see ourselves for who we really are. Studio 5 contributor Dr. Matt Townsend believes women would be happier, more confident, and more content if they can learn to see the real picture. You've titled this topic, Looking in the Mirror. What are we not seeing?
You're not seeing you. You see your body parts. You see your muffin top. That's what I see. So when Misty's like, hey, Matt, strike a pose, I'm like, my muffin top's hanging out. But
photographer Misty just called him out a few seconds ago in case you missed it.
It's kind of embarrassing.
Just joining us, yeah.
But what we do is we don't see the real us. And you know why? Because we're measuring with the wrong tools, right? You evaluate with your heart, not a mirror. The mirror, what's the mirror going to pick up?
All of our physical flaws and
only your physical attributes, right? All that's ever going to get out of you, ever, is something physical and tangible.
Right.
But the greatest things in life are only measured. Listen to this. Do you remember the book, The Little Prince?
Yes, yes, yes.
One of my favorite books. It says, it is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye. So in the mirror, you're not going to see your relationships. In the mirror, you don't see your relationship to God. In the mirror, you don't see the act of service you did this morning. You don't see that little laugh or that little grin or that little smile inside you that you felt, that little peace that you felt when you put your kids to bed. You don't see all of these things. So at some point, if you really want to know who you are, you can't use the mirror to be the determining factor of what you are. But as humans, we tend to go right to the mirror.
We're very obsessed with that physical appearance and what we put out outwardly.
And we're pretty much obsessed with everything. See, as humans, we tend to value the tangibles much more than the intangibles, even because they're real to us. This bowl is more real to us than the concept of the connection and relationship we have. The relationship we can't see, but we can feel it. By the way, when would we notice the relationship? It's the weirdest thing.
When would we notice the emotions of our relationships? When the emotions are highest, when we're experiencing like a lot of love or a lot of sadness.
So at the extremes, or sometimes at the loss. So the minute you actually lose somebody, or you lose something, or you have the potential of losing them, then the intangibles tend to emerge. So a lot of our times, our fights are because of fear. And our closeness becomes a moment when we're actually seemingly gaining more. So it's always at the fringes of our lives that we're growing. And when we lose stuff, all of a sudden the intangibles emerge. The reality is they've always been there. So I want us to start looking for the intangible.
Well, and isn't it amazing, anyone who's traveled overseas, right? We've seen the pictures and the video and the news reports, but you come back with this internal guilt about all of the objects and things that we have. And people really, at the end of the day, don't need half of what we have.
You actually, according to like Gandhi and Christ and Buddha, you don't need pretty much any of it.
Yeah.
Because if you notice, we're all going to end up dying with what?
Nothing, just ourselves, our spirit, our souls.
And I keep going to death. I don't know why. I think it's because I'm wearing a darker suit. But here's the next rule. Separate life's things from your being, okay? So we're going to actually now start to separate the two. One of my favorite quotes is from a guy named Malcolm DeChazelle that says, monkeys are superior to men in this. When a monkey looks into a mirror, it sees a monkey. It's weird. When a monkey looks in the mirror, it's actually going to see a monkey.
And when we look in a mirror, we see the outfit we're wearing or the outfit we're not wearing or all of those physical things.
We see, again, all the tangibles. Now watch. How do we then separate that? How do we actually start focusing on the being instead of the thing? One of the things we do as humans is we make up stories. And we use the story to actually make even more tangible the thing we don't like. So we'll say stuff like, oh, I'm fat. Ah! My hair's a rat's nest. I don't know who says that.
That was a good female phrase.
Like, I'm trying to think, what would a female say? But the reality is we then start making up the story. And what our stories tend to be are what I call the overs or the unders.
Okay.
The overs are where I'm overly confident, or the unders are where I'm just a weak puke.
So some people look in the mirror and actually go for the overs?
Look at me, I'm hot. Oh, wow. Some people do that. They probably don't. Or they might look at others and they might, as an over, say, wow, my hips are better than that.
In the comparative sense.
And the minute we're starting to compare, we're actually, what we usually would compare is our things, not our beings. So the minute you're comparing, it's a sign that you're starting to make up stories. And our stories tend to be overs and unders. And the under story is, I'm a loser. You know what? I can't pin anything on Pinterest. I can't take pictures. I can't make good food. And we start to see what we can't do. And we use language. And one of the most incredible tools we use is the be verb.
The be verb.
The be verb. Anytime you say I am, and you put something connected to it that's negative, you're starting to create an identity for yourself. I am ugly, I am stupid, I am slow, I'm not good at that. And so one of the things I just suggest that we watch out for is make sure you're starting to also notice simultaneously what are the intangibles. I am compassionate, I am friendly, I am caring, I'm loving, I'm service-oriented.
And those are all the things that at the end of the day, I think if you asked any value-based woman, they would say those are the things that matter the most to me.
That's right.
Yet we lose sight of them so quickly.
They go just like that. And again, part of it's because you're competing with such a tangible world. But you'll notice your peace is not usually in the tangible. Once you finally have won the lotto, then you still have to deal with your character and your identity and all those other things. The very last rule, though, is we notice the fruit to notice the root. Okay, so the way you know a fruit tree is, hey, if that's a cherry tree, we can pretty much predict that the roots have grown cherry, right? We've grown from the root into a cherry tree. So the fruits then of having, there's two roots I would look for of all of this. You're going to either have a root of love or you're going to have a root of fear. So anytime you're looking in the mirror and you're saying, ah, geesh, I'm a wreck. What a mess. The minute you do that, guess what our root is from? Fear or love?
Fear.
There's some fear there.
I'm not going to be accepted. I'm not going to be loved.
Yep. I don't look like the rest of the women. My husband's going to leave me because of this or this. It's the fear starts to come in.
So choose the root of love.
So choose the root, and when you see the fruits of fear, which would be anxiety, neuroticism.
That works.
Being neurotic.
Sure.
Being kind of negative, being hopeless, being inept, feeling inadequate, all of these senses and feelings. When you start to see those fruits, guaranteed you have a root of fear. So just start noticing the fear. And by the way, I don't even need you to correct it. I just need you to notice, holy cow, look at me. I'm starting to feel the fruits. So what is the root? It's probably a fear thing.
Good stuff, Matt.
Pretty cool.
Good stuff. Thank you. Hey, tomorrow's the night.
Tomorrow is it.
Date night, baby. Summer 2014.
This is the biggest event in the history of all mankind. Saturday, June 28th. Tomorrow, 7:30 to 9:30 at the Sandy Amphitheater. We have got voicemail coming. I keep calling them every other name of every band or every group ever. It's voicemail. We're talking harmony, how to bring harmony back into your lives. No more discord, no more dissonance, more harmony. Go to datenightswithmatt.com. Seriously, be there. Bring your family. Bring any teens on up. It's going to be a party. We're going to laugh. It's going to be awesome.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt. We will be right back.